Hi guys, and welcome to another review. This time I'm going to be reviewing one of the Bones Reaper miniatures. It is of the Dragon Tortoise. So just see if I can a few pieces here. The nice thing about these, you can dry fit them together. They slot in very nicely. Now I've done no cleanup on these, so just to sort of show you what the finish is like. There's no visible mould lines or anything. Detail's quite nice. Again, it's going to be hard because you can't necessarily see so well on here. There you go. You can see some of the striations on the armour plates underneath because it's white. You can see it sometimes there. There you go, catching the shadows a bit. So in the UK, you can get these from Miniature Heroes. I know there's some local stockists that stock them as well. This guy comes in around the £7 mark, a little bit more, a little bit less maybe, depending on where you get it. So it comes in several pieces. So just have a go at sticking some of them together so you can get a rough idea of what he looks like. As you can see, it all slides together rather nicely. As you do with metal figures or some resins, you are left with some lines which you may need to green stuff if you're that way inclined. But as you can see, it's relatively simple and straightforward. Although these will slide in, I should imagine they're not the most secure, as he says. Round one. I just put that in the wrong way. Yep, I have. There you go. That's probably why. So this is what it makes. I think say it's a little bit loose. But again, that's not a bad thing necessarily. That'd be easy enough to glue in place. In terms of size comparison to the other guys, he is big, which you'd expect. He's a tortoise dragon, so he's going to be big, isn't he? Wouldn't be any good if you had a small dragon, would it? Just to give you an idea, his hand is about the same size as a hassle-free figure on a base. So you're looking at probably overall the entire height of the guy. I think you're going to be looking at a good sort of 10 centimeters plus, perhaps, on him. Again, I shall stop trying to put all the hands and stuff back in, but as you can see, it's really nice. I'm just going to give you a nice little look at the... It's not going to work. See, sometimes, because of the material, there you go, it makes it very hard to see the exact details. I have to be very careful on how I tilt this guy, and so you can see them, but I would say, and I've said this before on the forum and other places about the Bones material, for me it's superb for gaming, but mainly for the bigger pieces, because although it's still a bit, as you can see, there you go, it's a bit flexible. It is not as flexible as the smaller miniatures. So for me, again, you drop it, it's not going to break, it's not going to lose any of the detail or the edges. It just doesn't work like that. The other thing I found quite interesting, and I'll get one of my other figures to show you if I can see it easily, which I should, because he should be in one of my cabinets, easy to hang. Yep. I have some of the others, I've had them for a while. What I was able to do on the bases for an extra bit of strength is, you could use screws. I've used tacks in here. I drilled a hole into the bottom and just use a tack to pin it. But because of the material, you could easily drill a hole and put a screw, like a pilot hole, and screw it into the base as well to give it a bit of added extra strength. Not that you need it, because these are super glued in, and it's probably enough, but just for a little bit of added security. But obviously gives a magnetic point as well for those of you that transport them with magnets and things. These two are like the purple worms. I've had these for a while. These are the first ones I bought. Quite fun. Put them away in a minute. So yeah, this guy, as you you can see, he's suitably large and suitably tough. I mean, let's say, I think he's quite characterful. He'd be a good dungeon monster to, at the end of it, one of your quests or something like that, or perhaps one of your fantasy armies. I mean, there's potential of having a rider, like a mount on top of him. Put a little saddle maybe in the gap there, or just cut away this. I mean, again, because it's plastic, it is relatively easy to cut. Like I say, he's a nice big monster for me. Very characterful, and at £7 ish is a bit of bargain. You won't be able to find many, well, you won't find anything cheaper than that in terms of the size, the model, and the kind of model it is. I mean, most dragons are going to set you back at least, I say, £10 to £15, and they tend to be the smaller size dragons, perhaps with less bulk. I know there's a skeletal dragon from Reaper that you can get on Miniature Heroes is under £10, but because it's skeletal, I believe there's a lot less of it in terms of mass. But anyway, so let us know what you think. You know, comments below, or come over to the forum and comment on the thread that I'll start there, where I'll link to the video. Let us know what you think. Cheers, guys. Bye bye now.